Blue Apron, how the food tastes, how it feels. You go to blueapron.com/dryer, and that's Blue Apron. They send the food right to your house. Remember, you get your first 3 meals free with free shipping if you go to the website blueapron.com/dryer, DRYER.
Hi, friends. This is Larry Minetti. Go to LarryMinetti.com to get my book, Aloha Magnum. You'll read all about the wonderful guest stars like Carol Burnett, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and many, many more. There is an episode guide and my favorite recipes that I really cook at home. I will include a free signed photo with every book. Get Aloha Magnum at LarryMinetti.com. Order now. Aloha.
Welcome to Divine Love Talk with Dr. Parthenia Grant, where we talk about health, well-being, and the love of the divine that exists in all of us. Now, here's your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant.
Okay, we're going to be changing that opening pretty soon because I'm in studio here today. Absolutely delighted to welcome in person my new co-host, Jason Michael Powers and Heather Powers. The three of us are going to be a powerhouse from here on out at Divine Love Talk, bringing you the even more in-depth topics that have a couple, to bring you the balance of the masculine and the feminine. And I'm so excited that Jason is here holding that space for men, other men to step into as a real instrument of power and willing to show your vulnerability and just connect with that space in your heart. And Heather, you've done such amazing work. I'm just so excited to have you on board to carry on this tradition of bringing more divine love to the planet. And today the topic is so relevant and it's so important because it's on the minds of everybody. And I was thinking, and Jason and I were talking earlier, that it saddens me that we have to deal with racism right now. After all of these years, it's still an open wound. But the good news is that we now stand at a threshold where there is the possibility of us actually transcending it. So today the topic is the truth about racism and how we can actually transcend the shadow that is over America. And I'm sure the rest of the world is looking at us and going, really? You guys haven't gotten past that yet? No, we haven't. But we've got some great ideas and solutions, and we want you guys to join with us today and support the ideas and actually write us and send us more ideas on how we can collectively transcend this and heal this wound that is hurting the hearts of America and also hurting the rest of the planet. So moving right into it, I want to say that in terms of the truth about racism, there is no superior race. There is no one race that's better than another race. And I've always taught that there is just one race, the human race. We come in many colors. We have essentially our DNA is the same except for the amount of melanin that is in the DNA. And it's this beauty and diversity. And it's really time for us to celebrate. I mean, we talk about diversity, but to literally embrace the diversity and celebrate it. But we can't really get to that place until we look at these wounds and look at this shadow and be willing to move through it. And so, Jason Michael, you have a little excerpt about what's going on the planet right now that I thought would be really good to open up and share with everybody so that they will understand the energies that are coming into the planet. We've got, this amazing eclipse coming tomorrow. So
absolutely. Well, we are super duper beyond delighted just to be sitting here in studio with you.
And mutual.
It is a powerful Trinity that has been formed. And
Holy
actually,
Trinity.
I was
Remember that.
I was given something by a dear sister of ours who's actually getting ready to go to Crete, Greece,
Get out of
in
here.
September.
And I'm going to Cyprus.
To do they're calling the Trinity Initiation.
I love
and
it.
she sent this message to us this morning. And in this, we're in a very powerful window of time. We're in a solar eclipse, and we just
Yes.
left the lunar eclipse, so the sun and the moon are doing their dance, right?
Yes.
And it's interesting because it's the dark side of the moon.
Yes.
It's the new moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so all the shadows coming up. So this reading about just understanding what's happening this is written
So
by
who is the author?
Jean-Luc Bozzoli.
Okay.
He writes, "This solar eclipse, it's an opportunity to change. This eclipse is a gateway to our authentic true path. Major new beginnings with resources of the universe available to us. An incredible turning point is offered. In finding the still point of trust within and deciding our real values, even in the midst of the most challenging times, invoke the love choice, I'll say the divine love choice, in everything. Dream your dreams bigger, rooted in love, to progress and express in our life that which honors what we are as a soul being."
All right. And that hits the heart of what we're talking about today, is that in order to transcend this inferiority superiority complex, which is what is happening when we look at the incident in Virginia, you've got one group that believes it's superior to another group, and then another group that's fighting back and saying, no, you're not. Well, at the end of the day, it's true. No one is superior. But I think where we have to move is into this space of our heart, where we know through love of self, our value as a child of the universe, as a child of God, or if you don't believe in God or a higher power, at least believe in your own inner power, or the power or the God that is within you. And when you step into that place of love first, then it doesn't matter if someone is saying to you that I'm better than you, I'm superior to you, I was born better than you. When you know the truth inside of you, you can hear someone say that, and I can hear them say it and go, oh, bless your heart.
There's no effect.
Right.
Yeah, it's really, really true. We're
has no
prone
power.
to act out when we feel powerless, or to react, fighting for our power, trying to gain a sense of power outside of ourselves,
Yes.
rather than standing in that place. And it's so amazing, like you said, when we're in that place of just knowing this. We had this conversation in the car this morning, that there's the triggers just fall away, and you're able to hear something from a higher perspective.
Yeah.
And solutions begin to emerge, and you can see where the suffering comes from. You know, we begin to emanate that power from within, and it becomes contagious just by
Yeah.
having this conversation, knowing who we are.
Right.
And Eleanor Roosevelt said that no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. And I remember hearing that when I was younger, and I didn't really know what it meant until I became older, and I understood that meant that I would have to give my power away in terms of agreeing with that person who is putting me down, who is
Right.
saying that I'm less than. And then if I choose to step into their worldview, then all of a sudden I've abandoned who I truly am, and I'm now inferior because I bought into someone else's belief. But the truth is, I gave permission. No one can make me feel inferior without my permission. And so I think that that's where we've got to start, is looking at the ways in which we give our power away, and the ways in which we become victims. We buy into that victim mentality, and I've got to stand up to this person and prove that I'm just as good as they are, and that they're not better than me. You have nothing to prove.
Right.
You, by virtue of your birth, you were born whole, perfect, and complete. You're a child of the universe. You're a child of God. What do you need to prove to
Right.
anybody?
One of my favorite books, and I'll probably mention it so many times on this show, is The Course in Miracles. And it
Yes.
says a couple things. And one, it says, there's really only one problem. the original wound
Yes.
is separation. We
Yes.
believe at some level, in multiple levels, that we are separated from the source of love itself, from the source. We call it God, we call it Allah,
Yes.
Buddha, Krishna, whatever you want to call that source, but that's our original wound. And there's only one solution to that one problem, and that's oneness.
Yes.
That we are one. When we understand we are one with the mighty all that is,
Yes.
the whole world can be crashing around us and
Yeah.
we're standing on a rock. And then the other one is that the tiny mad idea, and it goes back to this
Yes, the
original
tiny
wound.
mad idea.
The tiny mad idea is that when the Son of God forgot to laugh because he believed he was separate, he believed
That
he
it was
left,
actually possible.
right?
to
That this could even
separate itself.
happen, right?
Right.
And see, that now brings us to, I wanted you to also share that incredible piece with this group that met
Right,
these women, the women clowns,
Right.
who met with the KKK, and through humor were able to do something that other people would have thought impossible, but it's through that ability to laugh. So, Jason, would you
Yes,
share that?
totally.
Share that story. I love stories, but
This
this is
is-
a real one. It just
This
happened.
is a real story, and it's such a contrast because here we have what happened in Virginia. We had the force meeting force, right?
Yes.
That didn't work. People got hurt. People
Yes, got killed.
Right? People got killed.
Yeah.
And so here was another option, another choice on how to
Humor
bring some
reaching
levity,
force.
right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so here it was. This is a blog written by a gentleman, a brother named Alex Santoso. He says, here's an excellent example. When the white supremacist group, Vanguard Nazi KKK, tried to host a hate rally in Knoxville, Tennessee, they were foiled by clowns.
So good.
Right, so unfortunately for VNN, the 100th ARA, which is the Anti-Racist Action Clown Block, came and handed them their booties by making them appear like the booties they were. Alex Linder, the founder of VNN and the lead organizer of the rally, kicked off the events by rushing the clowns in a fit of rage and was promptly arrested by 4 Knoxville police officers. So when the Nazis were shouting white power, the clowns would go white flower. The clowns yelled back, running in circles, throwing flour in the air and raising separate letters which spelled white flower. White power! The Nazis angrily shouted once more, white flowers! The clowns cheers and threw white flowers in the air and danced about merrily. White power! The Nazis tried once again in doomed and somewhat funny attempt to clarify their message. Oh, the clowns yelled, tight shower! And held a solar shower in the air and tried the crowd under to get clean, right? And at this point, and then it kept going on, and the clown women thought they finally understood what the clown was trying to say. They went, oh, the women's clown said, now we understand wife power.
Wife, W-I-F-E, wife
Feminine power, right? They lifted the letters in the air, and it was just, I mean, and that's what somebody said. I mean, there seems to be, some kind of instigation going on
Of
here,
course
right?
there is.
But it can't be instigated. If we can look at this,
We don't have to buy into it.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to react in the predictable way that the force wants us to react, because it's all about divide and conquer, making you feel less than, making you feel like a victim, and stealing your energy, which is your real power.
Right.
But if you laugh at it, because if someone is racist towards me, it's a joke to me, because I know that you're either really insecure and you need validation, or you're really ignorant, or you're stupid, or both, or you're really just trying to steal my energy, and I'm not going to give you any of it.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I got nothing for you other than a laugh.
And it keeps coming back down to it's an inside job for all of us,
Yes.
because we can know, that they're just trying to provoke me. But
Yes.
if you're not holding that light within yourself and knowing, it comes down to this self-love, this relentless self-love that we have to keep choosing over and over again, so that
Absolutely.
we can look at it from that perspective.
And I know there are people out there that are saying, oh, they're in la la land. Here are these hippy dippy people pretending like, racism doesn't exist. No, I grew up in the 60s. I marched. Okay, I've tried all of that. The anger, anger, the fighting back, it doesn't work. You know, it's been going on for thousands of years, guys, and we need a different approach to this. And I know that unless we look at what makes us feel validated and what makes us feel good inside, does a lie that I'm inferior to you make me feel good inside? No, it's a lie. So I'm not going to validate the lie. You're listening to Divine Love Talk, and I am here today, so delighted to welcome on board Jason, Michael, and Heather Powers as the new family of Divine Love Talk. And from here on out, the three of us will be bringing you a trinity of divine love.
Love it.
You can check us out at divinelovetalk.com. We have got a new website. It's still under construction, but it's going to be bigger and better and more powerful. And I know your audience, you want to give them a shout out? One Love and Gratitude?
Yes, One Love and Gratitude. We're streaming this live on our Facebook as well, and we just say thank you guys for coming along this journey. Love you.
Fred Dry and I want to tell you about Blue Apron. This is a way you can really cook with the right kind of foods, right? They send all this to your home, don't they, Fred?
Yeah, yes, they do. And they knock on your door, and you open it up, and there's a bunch of food in there. You can just go to your kitchen and cook it up.
It's fresh. It's guaranteed to be fresh, and they have so many great food ideas and food meals together. And you can get, listen to this, you can get this week's menu, your first 3 meals absolutely free and free shipping if you go to blueapron.com/dryer, DRYER. You've got your apron on. You going to be doing some cooking tonight?
Yeah, I've got 2 aprons. One's in the dry cleaners, and I got one home in the laundry, but I'm ready to roll.
You're going to love how this Blue Apron, how the food tastes, how it feels. You go to blueapron.com/dryer, and that's Blue Apron. They send the food right to your house. Remember, you get your first 3 meals free with free shipping if you go to the website blueapron.com/dryer, DRYER.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Okay, we're back, and we're going to continue to expand on this whole concept of racism and this inferiority, superiority complex. And Heather wanted to share her journey out of it, coming from very conservative white America, separatist, also sexism, right? Sexism and racism. So I thought it was important to share it from the perspective of a white person who had to come out of the lie of separation and inferiority, superiority, free and into the truth. Because I think that's the real journey, is that, we buy into a lot of lies and we don't even question them.
Right.
And it's time to really question them and decide, are we going to keep reacting to lies, or are we going to just stand in the truth? And the truth needs no defense.
That's so true. We have this two-party system, this masculine and feminine, all these polarities that we
Duality,
entertain.
yeah.
Exactly. And if you go far enough to either side, they become one. They unite back together, and you can see both the shadow and the strengths of both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And so both Jason and I came out of fundamental Christianity, which was about, we have the right framework.
Your religion is better than everybody else's.
Jesus is more right than anybody else. The Bible is the only, word that can speak to
and
what God
everybody
really
else is a heathen.
Exactly. And so we had that mentality, but for several years, I was also engaged in Tea Party politics.
Oh, wow. Very
and especially
conservative.
when the Tea Party movement was just getting started, and with Sarah Palin, and there was a real entrenchment happening.
Can you talk a little bit about the racism? I'm sure you saw and heard.
A lot of it. And, it was very subtle, because I think the thing about racism, especially from white conservatives, is that it's very rooted in the fundamental Christianity as well.
Absolutely.
And so it's concealed by religiosity, and it's concealed by a genuine wanting to love, or it's false, obviously.
Yeah.
But so there's a confusion even among the people that are in that, because at the core of all of us, we all want to experience love. And it goes back to what you were saying earlier. When we are feeling powerless, when you're not sure whether you're going to heaven or hell, but you're preaching for this Jesus that you think is the right one.
Your Jesus.
Right.
Which was, the Jesus we grew up with was white and blue eyes.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Totally.
If we were to think of him as he truly is from Palestine,
Right.
he would look a little different.
Yeah.
At least have some color.
Right.
He would at least have some color. And as we grow a little bit, you see that the possibility of Jesus is different. Not only physically,
right,
but the Jesus of our understanding begins to morph the more we begin to love ourselves. And I just want to say, for anyone who is in that mindset, when you begin to choose love, whether you want to say you're choosing a bigger belief of the world or whatever, if you choose more love, you will begin to see your neighbor as yourself. And the polarity and the duality begins to fade.
Yeah.
And there's so many layers that we have to dissolve.
To peel off.
But it's one choice of love at a time.
And if you could move out of that fundamentalist, their superiority, because it's more of a superiority.
It is.
And everybody else who is not like me is inferior. But there's also xenophobia that's going on, which is fear of anything that's foreign. And Americans have this really bizarre xenophobia in that Americans don't travel too far outside of the United States. And so anything that is not homegrown here, and it's so crazy that, you got the North against the South, you got the East Coast against the West Coast, and there's all this xenophobia that has to do with the fact that you're different than I am. And that's another level of consciousness that when you look at racism, it's just a manifestation of any of the isms. And all of the isms put someone else down. If it's classism, the people, from a higher class, they're superior to the people who are lower class. If it's nationalism, then my nation or my state or my part of the country is better than your part of the country. And you can even look at it in cities. Every city in the United States is north, south, east, west. You got the rich people on the north side. You got the generally the blacks on the south side. Okay, you've got on the east side, you've got some minority, and on the west side, you've got kind of the hippies, over there, the progressive. But it's just broken down to divide people. You are listening to Divine Love Talk, and together, the three of us are collective host of Divine Love Talk, Jason, Michael, and Heather Powers, and I am Dr. Parthenia Grant. You can check us out at divinelovetalk.com.
And I think you can email us too, right?
Absolutely, at info@divinelovetalk. that's right, info at Divine Love Talk, and we're putting together a new blog.
Yes.
So you're going to see a lot of exciting things with this new partnership with Jason Michael and Heather Powers.
Stay tuned.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
Hey guys, Ryan the Rhino DeSico here for my friends at Liberty HealthShare. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up, because you do have options. Liberty HealthShare could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty HealthShare. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your healthcare. Liberty HealthShare offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty HealthShare offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty HealthShare today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933 for free information. 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Okay, so in this section, we're going to focus on consciousness, because I think, when it's just human nature, when you see something on the news that's horrific, cars plowing into crowds now, what I've taught my students in terms of critical thinking is to know that in politics, Everything is by design. Nothing happens by accident. And you noticed something with the license plate.
I did.
That drove into the crowd in Virginia. Tell them what you noticed.
Well, it's interesting because that photo was a photo that went around all the news agencies and various things. And as I looked at it, I zoomed in on it, and my eyes were trained to see little details. I'm kind of like Neo. I can read the Matrix a little bit. As I looked at it, I'm like, are you kidding me? That license plate says GFV 1111.
And the Illuminati, they're really into numbers and numerology, and they use the reverse of it. Right. Because 11 is a sacred number, it's a power number, and you're not supposed to reduce it, but when you've got 1111, they would reduce it to a 4. And what we have to do is, instead of, they're focusing on how can they harvest the loosh energy from the alignments, the planetary and lunar alignments. And what we have to focus on is how can we use that same energy that's actually coming in to raise our consciousness to actually do that, to focus on doing that. And so what I like to focus on is, when I see something horrific, I don't deny the pain of it. I don't deny that it hurts. I don't deny that it's a wound, in the psyche of humanity, and that it's a physical wound and it's an incredible loss. And I don't deny that people are angry and that they're being reactive. So you have to allow for that. But at the same time, as I allow it to go through me, I sit with it and I go, okay, so what can I get out of this in terms of lessons learned? Because everything is in fractals, everything repeats itself, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, we're not getting the lesson, okay? And for me, as a psychologist and a professor, it's all about what's the lesson. And so I think if we look for signs of rising consciousness, and if we don't see enough of it, then we can be a part of that consciousness. We can flip it. And so I saw this article.
And I just want to say, this is just a testimony to your consciousness, that this even came into your field, that you could even see it, because we can only see from where we are.
It's very true.
Right? And the fact that you came up, this was one of the best speeches by, and when I did a post about it earlier, by a politician, and that word politician in the collective heart, I just speak for myself, it's got a negative connotation because we've seen politicians who majority are in the service to self agenda, not the service to others, because a true politician, as this amazing New Orleans mayor, his name is Mitch Landau, I believe, Mitch Landau.
And coming out of New Orleans, that was what was striking.
Shocking.
Right?
Yes, totally.
And it's on my, on our feed. We'll put it up on Divine Love Talk, because I believe that this is one of the best speeches I've heard in a long, long, long time about the problem. He's not ignoring the problem. He even mentioned George Bush's statement. Look, here's the deal. We have a wound. And if you don't deal with the wound effectively, it keeps festering. And so we have an opportunity in this time, this game. And that's what the 1111 for me means. When I saw it, I got shivers all over my body. I'm like, oh my God, this is a collective wake-up call. It's a collective wake-up call to go, look, there is a consistent separation virus that continues to manifest itself out, and as you said, there is something else emerging through,
and that's what we got to focus on. What's coming through, and how can we become a part of pushing for that change. And that's what Divine Love Talk is all about, is having the courage to be the change that you actually want to see on the planet, and not being afraid to speak the truth even when it's difficult and people don't want to hear it, because I'm the last one, to try to pretend that something didn't happen. And I believe we have to go into the dark night of the soul. We have to look at the shadow, because that's the only way we're going to come into the light. If we run from it, the shadow will chase us, and it gets bigger and bigger. And we're being given, I believe, a very incredible opportunity to heal that shadow and to no longer be afraid of it. That boogeyman of racism, it has no power over me.
Yeah, it's really true. You just touched on it, but the the Gandhi quote that really governs, and it's in our mission statement, that we have to become the change. And the only way to change something is to really recognize the truth of it.
Yes.
You know, having the courage to go into those places within ourselves. And we can't manifest a change on the outside or even push for a change if we haven't enacted it or embodied it ourselves.
Absolutely.
And this is an incredible golden opportunity right here and right now in this gateway right here. This is really the real deal. And then this is what we've heard the conspiracy that George Soros or somebody's behind to stir up the people, to stir up the dissension, to stir up the separation. Because if you can keep us separated, you keep us powerless.
Right, absolutely.
But when we unite in one heart, one love, one heart, mind, there is nothing that can stop us. And when we unite in the field of love, we can look at these little bully tactics, these little silly things, and just look at them going, oh my God, look at you. We're going to throw white flour, white power, what, and it's like we can look at the bullies and go, you don't have that power anymore.
Exactly.
But until we heal it within ourselves, we're going to be triggered. And that's the thing, is there is no other out there doing anything to us. If we are triggered by it, we have to go within and go, what inside me is feeling triggered, where I now have to go and be forceful as opposed to being powerful.
It's a fine line, because I think our tendency is to, and I see this a lot in the spiritual community, that we tend to rally around things outside of ourselves, trying to make us feel better on the inside, when it's really an inside job, period. There isn't anything else. And as we start to change ourselves, we can show up as a change in the world that's actually effective, and not just beating on the door of something that we're hoping to see change outside, and which makes us more frustrated, which adds to the polarity.
Yeah, and for you have a wonderful, we're in the final segment about consciousness. Were you going to read that quote?
From Power versus Force?
Yeah, from Power versus Force.
Absolutely.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet?
Not yet? Or you want to do it now?
Because we're in the last segment.
We're in the last segment. Do it.
I want to run out of time.
This just says that the universe holds its breath as we choose, instant by instant, which pathway to follow. For the universe, the very essence of life itself, is highly conscious. Every act, every thought, and every choice adds to a permanent mosaic. Our decisions ripple through the universe of consciousness to affect the lives of all beings in all realms.
And I think it's important to address that, because we can continue to react in anger. We can continue to play victims. We can continue doing what we've been doing, and it's just utterly insane to think that all of a sudden it's going to change when it's never changed before, instead of understanding that it's a whole different game now. It's about changing our consciousness. The last frontier is the mind. It's consciousness. And so we can't fight any of this anymore the old way. We don't have to give consent. It's very interesting to me. I look at the power elite, and yes, they're instigating. Yes, they're doing this. Yes, there's an agenda with these cars, pushing them into crowds so that they can pass this legislation so that the government can shut down, the engines automatically, just giving them more power, more control. Yeah, you can keep doing that. We've been doing that. But where is that getting us? So if you're not happy with where we are, you're going to have to change the game.
Absolutely.
It is a game. We are being played. Okay, so are you going to become a player, or are you going to continue getting played?
That's right.
And it's our choice, and we have to play the game now from consciousness. And I've always told my students, learn how to play chess, strategize, look at your opponent, because he knows the game, and I have chosen not to be a player anymore.
And you transcend. Go ahead.
One of my spiritual teachers that I adore is Ernest Holmes.
Yes.
And he said, and I say this often, right?
Yeah.
Which was actually a science of mind and spirit, but it said that one alone in consciousness constitutes the majority.
Absolutely.
It's a very powerful saying. Like when because only one of us, when one of us wakes up, one of us goes, you know what?
We do it for
I'm not going to be
everybody.
forceful anymore. I'm going to be powerful. And love is the most powerful force. One love, when I'm one with the presence of all that is, and I go into that still point and I hold that space. And what we were doing a show called A Call to Sacred Activism. And I want to make this distinction because there's a distinction in all this is going on. We're not ignoring the problem. We're saying, yes,
not at all.
racism, there is something going on, but we can invoke change by sacred activism. And sacred activism, the most sacred things you can do is forgive. The most sacred thing you could do is accept. The most sacred thing you could do is love only. And when you are that one in that field, you affect a quantum field. This is quantum mechanics. This is quantum science. And that we don't have to go out and be forceful against something that's forceful against us.
It's powerful every single time you choose that too. It expands something where you see it from the higher perspective and it loses the effect that it has. It doesn't have the same hold. And now when we can have that ripple effect and there are more of us seeing that, we have solutions to these problems that are beyond what we can see when we're trying to resist or play at all like there's any power.
Well, I know that people are saying, when they're in the throes of their pain, they have a hard time with forgiving people. And so what I'm saying is when you can't forgive, at least understand that only a person who is in incredible pain or who is being mind controlled can do some of the things that we see, like murder another person. No one in their right mind can actually murder another human being. So these people, we're talking about insanity. We're talking about madness that is rampant. And we can be a part of the madness, or we can be this consciousness that creates sanity versus insanity and chaos. And that's the choice that I'm saying I would like to see more people join with us in choosing sanity versus madness and chaos and craziness, because that only feeds the darkness, that feeds the shadow. And yes, and at the end of the day, people are dying. People are being murdered. But when we understand that we're eternal, that there is no death, see, you can stand in the face of death. You can stand in the face of a bully and not cower, because you're an eternal being. And so that's what we got to remember who we are, our beingness, our essence. And when we do that, because everybody's like, but they'll kill us. Well, they can't kill you.
They can't. They can relieve us of our meat suit, as some people call us, right? That's it. Transition. I just hear the words of Jesus, forgive them.
For they know
not what they do. And isn't that true? Like you said, powerful. Even in the moment that you might be in so much pain that you can't muster up forgiveness, just choose to try and understand where someone else is coming from, and it will open doorways to you being able to forgive. And forgiveness lets you experience the freedom. You're free.
And you're also free of their karma, because when you refuse to forgive that person, you're now carrying their karmic debt, you're creating more karma. And why would you keep doing that? Why do you want to carry someone else's burden? If the whole turn the other cheek, if you slap me, you're creating karma. Or unless I'm just like, you're trying to get me to come to my senses. You know what I'm saying? But if you just hurt me for no reason, you're creating karma. But if I decide to punch you back, now I'm creating karma.
Correct. And you have both.
There you go.
You have both on your shoulders.
So I can choose to just go, wow, you are really crazy. I'm going to get out of your way. And then I might just have to do something else to stop you from hurting somebody else. But I don't have to create more karma. And I'm not saying be a doormat. And let crazy people loose to harm other people.
There's a phrase I love, and I say it often, but go in peace.
Yes, go in
peace. Go.
Just go.
Get away.
Just go.
But just go in peace. Don't go in resentment. Don't go in retaliation. But sometimes we do need to step away and step aside.
Exactly.
And like water, let the flow on, you know?
And choose who you want to be in the presence of.
Yes.
I'm not going to a rally where the Ku Klux Klan is. I don't want to be in the vicinity of that energy.
Right.
You know, I'm choosing much more wisely the people that I want in my inner circle. We can do that.
You can.
We
That's
always have a
powerful.
choice.
When you're connecting to the vibration of whatever that is being stirred up, you walk away from it and you still have that energy that you're carrying away with you.
And if nobody shows up for your rally and everybody is turning the other way, you're going to quit rallying.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
It's not feeding your spirit.
Right.
White flowers.
Right. White
We're going to have the white flower rallies. Wife power. The wife power.
Just keep laughing. You know, I remember hearing in Spirit was speaking in my voice the other day, always going, "Why so serious?"
Yeah.
It was a clown. It was the Joker from Batman. It was Heath Ledger.
It was a scary clown.
Yeah, it was a scary clown, but it was that "why so serious?" Just let's lighten up. Let's really lighten. Let's bring more light, more levity.
Yeah.
Well,
and
that is the note we're going to end on. And as it's been wonderful being here with you guys. It's just, and this is how
we're
it
not
should
done yet.
be.
We had a song coming.
Oh,
up, wasn't
absolutely.
it?
No,
Yeah.
we're done with the section.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're going into commercial
Right.
break, and after commercial break, Heather will lead us out with an amazing song to lift our spirit and bring more joy and happiness into our lives. And so, please, guys, take to heart these little jewels of wisdom that we're giving you. And even if you don't believe them, just try them.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Little
let us
willingness.
know.
Just
Let
a
us
little.
know.
Yeah. We dare you.
All right. You are listening to Divine Love Talk on CRN with Dr. Parthenia Grant, Jason Michael Powers, and Heather Powers. No.
Take a look inside your personal mirror. Are you living your most amazing life possible? Are you feeling stuck, miserable, or unsure? You don't have to settle. Nothing is more important than your life. It's yours. You only have one, and you deserve to make the most of it. Help is just a phone call away. You now have your own personal, psychic, intuitive life coach. Got a question on your financial situation, your job, having a love or relationship issue you need help with? Do you want to explore your destiny and life path? Our gifted, intuitive, psychic coaches can identify root issues, access your key problems, and formulate a plan to help you move confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live an amazing life. Now, everyone needs someone to talk to. Call the Psychic Life Helpline today. 800-659-1091. 800-659-1091. 800-659-1091. That's 800-659-1091.
Hey there! Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park, or the beach, or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right, get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
If you have a loved one you think has a drug or alcohol problem, listen closely to this message. The clock is ticking on your family, and when it stops, someone dies. Alcohol and drug-related deaths have doubled in the last few years. You don't have time to wait. If you think your loved one has an issue, call Ken Seeley Rehab now. Let us help your family. We'll focus on fixing the core issues and help your entire family heal. And we are not just another revolving treatment center. You're not just another number to us. You're a family. We can help your family heal the shame and the pain of addiction. Ken Seeley Rehab accepts most PPO insurance policies. If this is you, call now. We want to help.
800-978-4814. 800-978-4814. 800-978-4814. That's 800-978-4814.
Okay, we're back, closing the show out with some ancient divine mother wisdom and an incredible song from Heather Powers. Did you want to say something, Jason, as she's going in?
Just open your heart. Just open your heart. You know, this is ancient. This is an ancient wisdom song that will speak to a part of you that you may have yet to acknowledge.
And when we see problems in the world, call in that wisdom.
Do not forsake beautiful wisdom. She will protect and guard your life. Love her, and she will watch over. She will relieve all pain and strife. Arise, arise, O ancient one. Arise, arise, and sing your song. Arise, arise, O ancient one. Arise and lead us home. Prajna Paramita, beautiful Sophia, Narina Himana. You are life, you are peace, Prajna Paramita, beautiful Sophia, Narina Himana. You are life, you are peace. Arise, arise, O ancient one. Arise, arise, and sing your song. Arise, arise, O ancient one. Arise and lead us home. Arise and lead us home. Arise and lead us home. Oh,
I want to share when I hear that song. There's a I remember the movie The Shack.
Yes.
Right? And when we think of the presence of God as this mother in this time, is that I encourage us to just invite that into your heart, that presence that's going, look, babies, it's okay.
Yeah.
Come here. You know, I'm gonna heal up that wound right now. I'm gonna put some love on that.
Yeah.
And that's what we require right now.
And just ask for a higher understanding. When you see the craziness and the madness in the world, ask for what you can learn from it that can help heal the world. And Spirit will step in a powerful way.
And your choices, what are you listening to? What voice are you listening to?
Yes.
Choose love. You choose fear or you choose love. Your choices ripple in the universe, as we were just reading in The Power versus Force. Your choices, your individual choices, as each one of us wakes up and makes a choice of love, when that option is there to choose, we invoke a change that affects the all.
And choose peace. You've been listening to Divine Love Talk. I'm so excited to be in studio today with Jason Michael and Heather Powers, and you've been listening to Dr. Parthenia Grant. Check us out. We're your new team at divinelovetalk.com. And we'll see you guys next week.
Love you guys.
Peace and love, as Ringo says.
Okay. Perfect.
Which was most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry